We're so back. Alright. Now that I got everything going. I can hear myself. Not useless. Alright. Gotta post about it, bro. Gotta post about it. We're so back. There we go. First Hungarian car. Alright. Now that I have everything. There we go. Alright. So I'm back. I haven't streamed in a while. The reason for that is because my son was born and I kind of just haven't had the time to really comfortably stream, you know, without it being a disaster. So with that being said, a lot's happened since the last time I streamed. But things are going smooth. So today I just wanted to work on a couple stuff, and I thought I might as well document it, share it with the world, because why not? Share this around. Anyway, today I wanted to work on not my giant list of things that I need to do. I had this huge list of stuff I should be doing, and I think I'm just not going to do any of them. Dude, I'm a Yona Potes. If you join the Discord, you'd be able to directly chat. So what I wanted to do was something that has been on my mind since MDev a couple weeks ago. And it was about this puzzle for a side quest. And originally the idea is that you're supposed to use time of day to solve the puzzle, but Pote named Yona. True. Chat as Egas. But the problem was that the puzzle could be just solved on accident. So I don't like that idea. Like, you can just walk into the puzzle completely unincorporated to the side quest and just solve it on accident. So I wanted to make it more intentional. And I have some ideas on how I'm going to do that. But first, I kind of got to take a look at this area because it's been a while since I've been here. True, I should just delete the game. Button that deletes the entire GitHub repo. It's a little too quiet in here. I need some noise. Any distant worlders in chat? There we go. Is my desktop audio even being captured properly? Well, it's been a while since I've streamed. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Perfect. All right. Huge if true. Anyway. Let's take What is this? Why do I even have this here? Probably replace it at some point. So my idea was, yeah, Yoisakat. Poggies. Yeah, I'll take care of all that stuff probably a little later. And probably not actually accomplish anything, but I will read it. I'll look at it. What do I want to do here? I think I want to... so the way the puzzle currently is you need to match the amount of male to female party member ratio based on the time of day, and that opens the door. But my solution to this is if you just accidentally wander in here at a certain time of the day with a specific party member composition on accident, then you can just solve the puzzle on accident. So I want it to be more deliberate. So I thought about making the puzzle the same, but you have to do it twice, vice versa. So you have to do it at both day and night, and you can do it one at a time. You know, something deeper than that. So I wanted something visual to represent that you've unlocked half the puzzle. So I was thinking about I might have to make a new asset. I kind of want like half the door like to become visible, each half of the door to become visible based on which side you've done. So I've got an idea. Kind of, I don't want it to like be the asset itself. I kind of want just like the outline. So I'm kind of curious. Yeah, maybe kind of like that. And I want to split it down the middle, so that way I can like put a light 2D under. Actually, yeah. Pog? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. And then I put this handy dandy shader on it. guess you can't really modulate black, can you? How about layer 16? Surely layer 16 is not used by anything else. Oh, I hate messing around with lights. What am I doing wrong here? So, you can't lighten this black area. Interesting. Okay, what if I just invert the colors? Poggies. Yeah, that looks neat. I don't think I've ever tried putting a material on a light effect before. Very interesting. Okay, I guess you can be 17. We could probably make the effect more subtle than this. I was kind of hoping more like a Door of Durin kind of effect. But it's a start, so I was kind of thinking that, like, if you rewire all this though. My favorite part. I think it's in Wilderness. Ah, fuck. I have to do all this. Alrighty. You love to see it. There's so much dialogue that the dialogic can't handle it. You love to see it. I should probably have like a face cam or something so you can see how annoyed I am when these things happen. Probably make the stream more entertaining. You could also be seeing my bird. She's on my shoulder. Probably can't really hear her though, she's not making a lot of noise. She squawks every now and then, you can hear her. Oh, there she flies away. But the point is, what I want is you have to activate both of them, and then the door opens. So that way, if you accidentally wander into it the first time, you will only have unlocked half the puzzle. At least it's something. It's not like it's a puzzle game. But the point is that there's at least something going on. What is this called? I'll do... Door Sun, and then I'll make one for Moon. You love to see it. Bro, Final Fantasy V, I was playing that last night. Actually having such a good time playing Final Fantasy V. There are certain boss encounters that really just have me on the edge of my seat the entire time. Like, there's actually some very engaging boss combatants, and then usually I find that in the first half of the boss battle, there's a huge amount of pushback, and then you start to understand how the boss mechanic works, and you start to win. And there are times, I've had several boss encounters in Final Fantasy V where I thought that I should just let the boss clear me so I can try it again and know what I'm doing the second time, but then I just don't do that. And then I win. And it feels really good, actually. Okay. So, originally... Discover others for a completely different side quest. Activate door. So originally the puzzle just is asking if it's day or if it's night, and it actually only checks the male count. It doesn't even check how many... Okay, I suppose it does both, actually. So if it's in the day, it's checking for females, and if it's at night, it's checking the male count. So I could probably just copy and paste a lot of this. Yeah, let's just copy and paste it from here and modify it from there. Lulu, what are you doing over there? Lulu, knock it off. I don't like you doing that. So essentially the idea behind the puzzle is that it takes four things to activate the door. The time of day, the sun counts as... It needs to be a balance of masculine and feminine. So if it's the daytime, the sun is going to count for a masculine point. That would mean you'd have a 3-to-1 ratio, which isn't going to activate the door. So if you come during the day, you would need one male party member, which you're always going to have anyway, because the party member is always going to be Kadra, who's male. And then you would need 2 females, and it's vice versa at night. So now you're going to have to do both. So I suppose I don't really have to change any of this. I just need it to activate something else. Yes, this is not right anymore. Suppose I don't need this either, or I suppose I could have it all in one dialogue and that wouldn't hurt. But do I want that? Is it cleaner that way? What do you have there? Hey, what do you have there? I can't take my eyes off you without you getting into trouble. What do you have? I suppose I need a parent saver too. That's not how you do it. Parent fate on player collision. I didn't know we had an effect like that. It's just things I don't know about in my own game. I do need a mode too, though, or just a node actually. It's like parent position saver. Time detector. Parent position lock. Follow. I didn't know I had that either. Bro, there is so much functionality in my own game that I don't even know about. I'll just keep that there for now. I'll come back to that. It's not super important. Yeah. So basically, I suppose I could keep this all as one dialogue, and then it can flip based on the time of day. Because it's already checking if it's day or night, which is what we want. So I guess I could just keep this all one dialogue. So if it is, this is checking if it's nighttime. I don't want it to change quest progress anymore. I need it to make that doorway visible. And I'm going to do that by copying and pasting this function call rather than typing it out. I'm lazy. I don't want it to set it to that, so I'm going to create a dummy mode. And just cam. Yo, what's up, man? I'm just I used to do live streams every now and then that I just find it useful for capturing B-roll footage and stuff like that, and I haven't done that basically since my son was born because I haven't really had the time or the clearance, right? Like I never know when disaster is gonna strike, so I haven't found the time to consistently stream for like an hour or something like that. But what was I doing? I guess door puller. Because I want the camera to be pulled upwards so you can see the door. Yeah. It's a lot of work. I mean, I could stream, but it's just because the kid is causing trouble doesn't mean I have to drop everything to take care of it. He does have a lovely mother, but it's kind of like if there's a baby screaming, it's not very good stream material, so I just kind of don't bother. But I really enjoy having a catalog of footage to pull back on. I find it really helpful. And I think it just kind of helps. It's one of the few ways I stay active in my own Discord, because it's really hard to have a Discord for an unreleased single-player game. So I kind of find it to be a way to bump the community a little bit again. Not that it's like a glowing city of eager players or anything like that, but I just find it helpful. Put an underscore there, and then I put a space there anyway. How are you? What brings you here? Brings you to my side of town. I am reworking this door puzzle, which I went over before. Basically, the way this puzzle works for the side quest is you come in here and this little tablet tells you about how to activate the switch, but it's all riddles and stuff, and you can find more information in nearby areas. But essentially, the way the door works is that it needs to be quote-unquote balanced between the sun and the moon. So essentially, the way the puzzle works is it's based on time of day and the sex of your party members. So you can have a maximum of 3 party members, and you need to balance the masculine and feminine energies of the doorway or whatever. So the sun counts as a masculine energy and the moon counts as a feminine energy. So you need to have, like, if you come during the daytime, you would need 2 female members to balance the extra point given to you by the sun, right? So, and vice versa at night. So you need to come at different times. Originally, the way the puzzle was working now is you could just wander into it on accident. Yeah, it was super simple, and I like the concept. Like, my game obviously isn't a puzzle game, so I don't want people to be stuck in massive mystery puzzles all the time, but I enjoy having at least some slight level of obstacle, something that makes it a little more memorable. But before, people could just wander into here without engaging with any of the quest on accident and solve the puzzle just by accidentally coming at the right time of day with the correct party composition. And that was kind of bothering me. I didn't like that, just because I feel like it would confuse people, because, okay, well, suddenly I've pressed a switch and all this stuff is happening, and I guess I'm going in here now. So I'm increasing the variables in the puzzle. You missed the part where I created these new assets. So originally this door gets teleported into place when you activate the switch. Now what I want to happen is I want you to have to do the puzzle step twice. So you have to do, instead of coming in at any time of the day and solving the puzzle either way, you now need to do it both times. So if you were to, per se, accidentally activate the first half of the puzzle at the daytime, and then it would activate only like this half of the doorway, kind of in this mystic, almost like Door of Durin, Moria kind of look that I was going for, you would then now have to solve the other half, which means you would have to come back at night to switch the puzzle again. So it at the very least, at least asks you to pick up on the pattern that there's something more going on here, and you can read the etchings to, I guess, figure it out. There's a nearby area where you can learn more about it and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's a fast travel point here, so you can leave and come back, or just pass the time of day very quickly if you already know the puzzle. So I just wanted it to be more in depth. And even though I have this huge list of things that I need to do, I'm going to ignore them and not do them anyway. And I'm going to do this instead. So now I'm currently in the process of actually rewiring the way the puzzle's set up, which was handled via these dialogue triggers and all these function calls and stuff like that. So before, there's an old dialogue which I kept because I don't want to throw it out in case I need to reference it for something else, but before, this was basically the original layout where it was checking all that and stuff like that. So do I want players to be able to accidentally solve half the puzzle, or is that yeah, I don't mind if they solve half the puzzle, because if they do wander into it on accident and then something happens, that is good. Like, I think that's a good game design idea. Like, you press things and things happen, that's good. But then if you do solve half the puzzle, you're gonna get the quest notification, because we do have a quest log, and anytime you finish a quest up, the log updates and it blinks on your screen. It's like new task. So people will then be thrown right into the quest from there, and they'll at least identify that something's going on. I designed this side quest. This was sort of in my notes from the beginning. I wanted there to be a side quest where there was zero dialogue, no real combat. I just wanted people to just engage with the environment, and I wanted to make these really cool set pieces. So there's just this area. I mean, the first time you walk into this collision, it forces you to look at the statue and the waterfall and all that. And so I just wanted there to be something, a quest where people would just take in this environment. And there is like a story going on, because there's a lot of etchings you can read in the, what I call it, the waterfall dungeon. And you can get all this lore and stuff if that's what you're interested in, but you don't have to engage with it. You will then solve a second puzzle inside the dungeon, which I guess we can take a quick detour and look at. And I think that one's just fine to go as it is. And in order to get past this wall to reach the end area for the quest, you're going to need to solve these singing stone puzzles, which is going to play a certain, I think it's 5 tones. You have to play them all in a row. And you can learn about the hints involving how to solve it in some of the surrounding area too. However, logically, you can follow it just based on these symbols. I don't know how many 5 times 5. There's a lot of permutations for solving the singing puzzle. I think this part is fine. It was mostly just the first half getting into the dungeon, which seemed shallow to me. Don't think I need that. I think it just needs to be that. So it's going to, so if you press the switch and it works, it's going to pull it onto this node over here, and it'll make this visible. I suppose I'm going to have to update the quest as well. I suppose solve the stones riddle is now a little vague. I guess I can just solve the second half. Sure, that'll do for now. I'll come back to that. I'm gonna have to make a new variable as well. I heart variables. I keep them all nice and organized. I guess just doorway count, and it'll start at 0. I don't want that. Set quest unique ending, that's not right. Set quest index, that's what I want. Knock it off. Should be itself +1. I guess we just do the same thing. this one at the Distant World September in Milwaukee. I was there. Now I'm going to create a completely separate one again for Lulu. You're making it really hard to focus when you're just running around my shoulders. Now I think I can just yoink this. This should actually go up top. Ha 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 ha! Dialogic is actually really irritating because I can't select multiple nodes and drag them. And I can't use Control-Z to undo what I've just done because that actually Control-Z's on the editor canvas, not the dialogic window. So now, realistically, I should just delete all this and copy and paste it again. You want to see it. It should go. This should go first, actually, because that avoids me having to put an extra variable counting if you've succeeded in the puzzle. Lulu, no, you can't walk all over my phone and my keyboard. You can't do that. Again. I do have to take another step though, because now the way the puzzle was set up before, it didn't really matter. Once you left the area, the door would reset, so you'd have to do the puzzle again. But it was a one-step puzzle, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. And also, if you complete the quest, there's really no reason to go back in there, unless you just want to. But I suppose for some people who take the quest in stages, like, I don't know, maybe they walked in there and they decided they actually don't want to do that right now, then in the way this is going, they'd have to do the puzzle all over again. So I'm going to have to create something to save the position of these, so that way you don't have to do the puzzle all over again. Which actually, I do have something for that. I think I can just set Lulu. Parent position lock, I think. So that way, if it gets moved into place, it gets saved. I suppose I should test this out. I should also make it so that if the puzzle is solved and you flip the switch again, either you can't flip it or just nothing happens. Because otherwise, I think the cutscene will just play forever and ever and ever if you keep hitting it. But whatever, we'll solve that in a minute. Well, this takes 8 centuries to load because it's Godot engine. How are you, Joe? What's up? What's going on, mate? I know there's the gathering thing tonight, but I honestly don't think I'm gonna make it. I have to go down to Milwaukee tomorrow as well, so I just think I'm not gonna do 2 back-to-back Milwaukee runs. Nice, dude. Nice. I assume you don't plan to stream or anything with the event going on tonight. Maybe you guys should stream those, the meetups. That would actually be quite handy. I could actually see what you guys are doing while you're down there, because it's a mystery to me. I do want to make it sometime. I really do. But it's always just not worked out. Yeah, that would be great, honestly, if you guys just set up a tripod or something and I could at the very least tune in, feel like I'm there, not really. Maybe actually participate. I did especially want to go, though, this month, since I heard you guys were rumbling about Midwest MGC. What's the fastest way to get there? I really should just put... Yeah, just fast travel it from... Because I hear about, well, I'm already in as a vendor, so I've been vending at MGC for years. I think this will be my 4th year. So I'm already applied and my booth is already all paid for and stuff as a vendor. Because I'm planning on selling physical copies of the game. We want the game to be done by April. If that's gonna actually, I really hope we can make that window. But so now it's a 2-to-1, so the puzzle switch should. See, that's. Oh, I know what went wrong. I didn't change what dialogue is actually being referenced by this collision. Is that true? Do they not let you... Lulu. I don't know anything about the future classics or whatever they call it at MGC. I didn't even really know it existed. But you're not allowed to sell it if you're in that? I see. Yeah, I think 2D Con was like the same way, where they're like, you can direct people to like a digital store, but you can't physically sell stuff right there. I don't know why. I actually just don't know why that matters to them at all. It doesn't make sense to me. As long as you fill out the same paperwork for vendors, I don't know why they care. Yeah, I do believe you. I mean, you're probably right. If I know anything about how weird these cons can get about their rules sometimes. What's the cost to get into that section anyway? The quest index went off. But we have a problem in that nothing else worked. I love Godot engine. I love Godot. Okay. Two soundtracks playing at once now. $220 split between okay, so all right, that makes sense. Thank you. That was really cold. Right, anyway, so 220, it was like 400 to get in for vendor hall. Like, it just gets more expensive every year to get into vendor hall. I swear, when I started doing vendor hall, I think it was 300. And every year, I swear, it just gets more expensive. Get this Final Fantasy VII remake slop out of my face. All right, Advent Children, I'll take it. I think you get. I think it's a 10 by 10 space in vendor hall. What? How did that happen? Whoa. So I guess the space is a little bigger, which is nice because I'm probably gonna have to really optimize my setup this year. So I've never taken vendor hall very seriously. It's kind of always been like a bit of a hobby for me, and if I happen to make money out of it, that's great. I usually about break even, which, considering all the costs, is perfectly fine for me. But this year, don't you start yelling. I'll be very angry if you yell into my microphone. But this year actually... Stop it. Stop yelling. But this year I actually have to take it really seriously because I need to... I need to actually sell copies of the game. What? What is so important that you need to make a racket like that? Normally I don't mind if you chatter, but I know you're about to yell. I know it. Yes, I've known you your entire life, almost a decade. I know when you're about to start screaming. But anyway, 220s, that's not bad. That's not a bad cost for Do you know where it is in the con? What if they're doing, what rooms they're doing it in? I should probably just look this up on my own time. Well, actually, let's see here. Midwest Gaming Classic. What is it called? Like Future Classics or whatever? Because every one of these cons has to have their own wacky name for an indie event. Let's see. Oh my god. Apparently logging into MGC is serious business. Front of the room, like on the main floor, or like the first floor, or because I remember last year, I don't remember this event being a thing. Is this like a new thing? I know they've had. I remember last year they had a couple indie games in the like the games hall, the big giant gymnasium room with like all the pinball machines and stuff they had and all the old the what do they call that, the gaming museum thing where they have just like every console ever and stuff. But there was a couple of them. I didn't realize if that was what the event was the Future Classics, was just a couple games set up right there. I do remember they used to have, and maybe this is the same thing, but they used to have a small room where there were like indie games set up. I don't think it was like a real program or anything like Future Classics. I think it was just something they were setting up on the side. Maybe it was. I don't know. I've just always gone vendor hall because I didn't previously have anything to show off. Okay. Future Classics. Here, let's put a registration up, shall we? Okay. Developers must have a playable version. Digital or tabletop. Yeah, informal. I suppose that's a good way to phrase it. Developers who wish to sell any item at their booth must have an upgraded booth. All goods and services. Yeah. Developers are responsible for determining their sales tax. Yeah, they make me do that at vendor hall too. I guess let's. Will they give me more? This isn't a lot of information. Indie 6? What the fuck? What? That's crazy. What? Okay, so let's see. Convention developer name listed on the website. I guess that's kind of neat. That didn't do anything for me at 2D Con, so I can't imagine it's gonna do anything for me here. 8x8. I mean, that's fine. That's like, it's not a ton of space, but it is more than enough to set up like 2 computers. Perfect. Yeah, give MGC even more of my money, man. Listen, I really like MGC. I like them a lot. I've been vending there for years, and it's never really been too much of a problem for me. But I will say that I'm starting to like it's become very, very difficult to stay hobbyist and keep going big at MGC because it's just getting so expensive, and it's just like, how many people are in attendance? I might be wrong, but I could have sworn there's more than like 10,000 people that show up to MGC over the weekend, and tickets are what, like $110, $120 for if you get a whole weekend badge. That's so crazy to me. And then they're still like scalping vendors for money. Like they probably make like over $1 million from. Yeah, I guess it probably is. I wonder if I could do both. They might not like that though, because I wouldn't mind setting up a booth just for people to play it, and then I can just cheekily direct them to the vendor hall where I'm actually selling it. Well, okay, what do I get with the indie booth? A 16 by 8. Okay, that's a pretty big space. 2 tables. Wow, and 4 chairs. Yeah, because MGC doesn't give you anything to begin with. I remember last year, oh my god, I feel like such an idiot too, but last year I forgot to order my table. I bring my own chairs, I don't care about the chairs, but I forgot to bring my own table, and normally I order the table because I get dropped off at MGC. I get a ride there and I drop off all my stuff, and so I can just set up and go because parking is expensive. And last year I forgot my table, so I show up and there's no table, and it's like $10 or something to order a table from their website before the event, and they do warn you about this several times with several emails. I just thought I did. But then I show up and there's no table, and it cost me like $95 to get a table there because they just want to scalp you, I guess. I don't understand why there's so much vitriol against. I feel so attacked when I show up without a table and they're like, you want one? Well, we have so many of them, but you can't have them. We have so many, they're falling out of our gills. No, Lulu. But you can't have one. Give us $100 and you can have. I don't know. I get. It was very frustrating. Like, I've been to cons where they're so nice, they're so happy to see me. They're just excited to have me there. And then I go to MGC and they're just like $100 for a table, bud. Take it or leave it. Okay, I guess I'll take it because I don't have a car. I'm not gonna leave and go buy a table somewhere real quick and bring it back. So, maybe I'm just being extremely childish, but I just feel like that's really unfair. And very, very anti-vendor. I mean, I'm not the main attraction here. I get it, but vendor hall's like a big thing. People love going to vendor halls. And so why are you making my life miserable when I'm a part of the show, right? Like, I mean, I paid exorbitant amounts of money to be here. Why not pay them more? Anyway, so what do I get with I get two 3-day badges. Oh my gosh, I get convention Wi-Fi on one device. In-room sign branding. So, like, they put up a sign for me, I guess. And I'm allowed to sell. WGA social post. Wow. Yeah. For what? The 70 people following WGA on, like, Twitter and stuff? Come on, get real. Count them, one boosted Facebook post. Insane. For $600, it could all be yours. For 600 bones. Okay, what about the professional booth? For $1,200, you can get a 16-foot by 12-foot booth space, 2 tables, and 4 chairs. Wow. Oh my god. Okay, 4 badges is kind of crazy. That's a lot. Well, the thing about Vendor Hall, and it's probably the same for Artist Alley, is that the badges, you get 1 badge for your booth. If you want extras, you have to buy extras. And they get more expensive the more you buy for some reason. So, like, the first one, I think, is like $100, and then I think any subsequent one is like an extra $50 or something like that. I could be wrong. They might have changed that this year, but that's how it's always been. Oh boy, I get internet for 1 device. Developer name listed on the website. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you for a second. No one's going through MGC for its web traffic. Like, right? Like, no one's doing that. These people, I at 2DCon, I had a handful of people say, "Oh, I saw it on the website." Hardly anyone's doing that. I really think that they're over-exaggerating the worth. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're gonna make a boosted Facebook post and it's gonna get 1 million impressions or something like that. But I doubt it. And the WA social post, like WGA, you mean the Wisconsin Game Alliance? Bro, they post on their Twitter and it gets like 30 impressions. Like, their posts go nowhere. Their YouTube account is abandoned. It hasn't been uploaded on in 7 years. And I really like those guys. They were really nice to me at 2DCon. I really appreciated it. But let's be real here. For $1,200? Are you kidding me, man? Alright, anyway. So, yeah. What do we have here? Event badges. I thought these came with a badge. 1 3-day badge. So if I want extra ones? 3-day event badge, $110 each, man. Very important gamer package. What? Is that like an ironic name? That can't be serious. Is that like a joke name? I know very important person, VIP and all that, but like when you spell it out with gamer in the middle, it sounds like a joke. Friday preview night, Saturday to Sunday. Yeah, I don't. How much? Now look, I know the Baird Center probably isn't cheap. I get that, but I just feel like this is extremely hostile to someone like me. Like, okay, getting into MDev was so cheap that I couldn't not go. I couldn't afford not to attend for $40, and it was included everything like power, Wi-Fi, a table, chairs. Although I got 1 chair, and then when I asked them, because everybody else had like 2 or 3 chairs, and I'm like, hey, you guys got any extra chairs? And they told me to basically just like get bent because I was near the fire exit. They're like, no, you can't have more than 1 chair because you're too close to the fire exit. And I'm like, you know what? I can't argue with that. For $40, I can't argue with that. It's fine, I guess. All right, so it is. It was very annoying, though. What do you mean? Switch 348. It should still be nighttime. Man, I don't even like Final Fantasy 16. Get this music out of here. Give me something good. Final Fantasy 4. I love Final Fantasy 4. Yeah, MGC, I mean, hell, so what's a normal weekend ticket cost for MGC? $190? Okay. The 3-day is 110. 110? I mean, hold on, let me look this up. Attendance, what was it, 2025 attendance? Milwaukee record posts, rumors of a 40,000 number, I mean, is that the real deal, though? Let's be conservative here and just say that it was about 30,000. Let's go with that. I mean, what, 30,000 times 110? So what, they made like 310,000? Is my math on with that, or am I stupid? I mean, I wonder how much it costs to rent the Baird with like, you know, getting all the full power and everything. I don't know, but I think I broke something about the puzzle. doesn't pull the camera either. These function calls are like really, really fidgety. Average Godot moment. It updates the quest log so I know that it's happening. Yeah, no problem. Good of you to stop on by. Give me something to actually talk about while I try and figure this out. Yeah, MGC really is something else. Why didn't it work at nighttime? That should have worked. Oh, because... Oh, I think I know why. I think I did the puzzle, and then when I walked into the fast travel, it saved the game, so the variable was already done when I reloaded. Ah, you'll love to see it. Average Godot load time. I'm just gonna nuke this zip file. I'm sorry, little one. Is there anything like, I don't know, good in here to listen to these days? What do we have here? Yeah, sure. Silence, woman. We are going. There's too much junk in this game. There's too much content in my game. Okay, so now I've learned my mistake. What? Come again, deputy? What? Right, that was weird. So, still broken. I'm gonna test everything on the day side, and then just copy and paste everything afterwards. How about that? This is checking if it's night. This is checking if it's day. I should probably make a little sound effect. What do I have in here? Switch press. Sure, why not? Yeah, that works. Lou, you're being really annoying. think I closed the game without at least saving my position, so I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah, I hate to see it. Phenomenal. Oh. Yeah, that worked. Alright, we're back. I also recently redid this glossary. All the visuals and everything, and the fonts. It was something on my to-do list for a long time. It was placeholder before. Well, placeholder as in it was a first-time mock-up, and I didn't like how it was for the longest time. So I decided to I basically redid everything. It's still not quite done yet. Currently, I want to implement a system where we can update glossary entries on characters based on story events or something like that. So, and then of course I have to figure out what I want to do with this extra tab here. So usually the trend is like you get a quick overview of what the item or whatever it is does, and then a long summary could either be flavor text or I'm leaning more on flavor text, like giving you extra lore or some junk like that. And then for items in general, the top tab gives you the actual raw information about what the item does. But for character entries, I guess it's a little different because I'm not really sure what to use this extra space for. I think maybe I want to use the extra space for determining information based on like what their habits are, or their routine is, or like where you might probably find them most often. Not sure. I also redid the soundtrack tab. Okay, so if you hit the switch twice at the same time, it doesn't do anything. That's good. Now, fix this damn camera angle. Pog? We're so back? It works? Okay. Poggies. Okay. Thank you, Godot Engine. Very cool. So, just copy these and paste them here. What are you doing? Goofy, goofy, goofy. You need to move. I need my keyboard, and you're like standing on it. Oh, I actually like the way that the glow really pops. So now, nothing should happen. Cool, cool. It works. But for some reason, I think with the parent position saver, it's not teleporting it into place. But I can still walk into the collision. What happens if I leave? So if I leave and it resets the puzzle, but I can't hit the switch again. Actually, yeah, I think that works just fine. But because you have the variable set to activate the actual door, you don't have to do the puzzle again. You just need to hit the switch again, and it'll make the door reappear, which I think is fine. The only thing I need to solve is the fact that this doesn't save its place. Why doesn't this teleport anymore? Because I set a parent position saver. I don't know. This is brand new tech. Oh, thank you, Godot load times. I can add more visual flares to it later. So you can skip, if you read the tablet etching, it starts the quest, but you can also just press the switch. And if you activate something, that starts the quest too. So, yeah. Oh, hell's bells. Yeah, okay. That does work. It's just not in the right position. What? Easiest solution would be to just move the sprites on the door. Oh my god, I hate Godot. Oh, I hate Godot so much. What are you doing? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to whack you in the face. I just... Why is the door... No, I don't like this. The door is way too obscured. Ooh, that'll do. Rock out of the way. Yeah, I rather like the way that looks. It really pops. And we can just do the puzzle from here. Actually, just do the quest from here. I think I did that in the wrong order. Oh, I still got it. Oh, that's not right now. No, the quest is out of whack. It's a good thing I started running the rest of this quest, because now I realize that it's set wrong. Chew on my keyboard. You know I don't like that. Yeah. Huh. That still set the quest to being finished. Pog! Any time now, Godot. This is... I've probably lost... I'm guessing probably over a month's worth of pure time to Godot loading and saving. Because it can't handle a game that's like bigger than 500 megabytes. Like this engine absolutely buckles under the weight of this game. And my game's not even that big. Like, these levels are really small, and it's struggling to save this. I know these assets look really big because they look big, but they're actually pretty small. Like, this rock is probably like a 500, 600 by 600 PNG. Like, it's not that big of a file. And even if it was, like, so what? Godot just can't handle it. This engine is so trash. It's so bad. I am harrowed by the thought of any game that's in this engine that's 3D using like 1024 by 1024 maps at the least. Anyway, I wanted to fix something in the... That didn't take nearly as much time as I thought it was going to. I'm pretty... Oh, man. I'm bored waiting for this scene to save. There. That creates much better depth. Because now the lighting isn't on top of it. Much better. Lulu, behave yourself. Alright. I think it's about time I bounced. So. Well, this has been a good welcome back stream. I'll have to do this more often. I used to, and then I stopped doing that.
What are you doing?
I'm getting back into streaming again. I was streaming development for a while, and then I stopped doing that. And now I'm trying to start doing it again. So. Alright, I'm out of here.